not making that the opening. But anyway, welcome to another week of fantasy football. Here we are, your two favorite hosts.
Well, yeah, the only two hosts that really show up with a good excuse.
Yeah, the ones that are committed.
Yep, absolutely.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a great guest on this week.
Just rip it straight in, I reckon. Get
Let's
straight into
get
it.
him in.
Yep, absolutely.
Here he is.
And do you want to see that again? Hang on, hold up. All right, guys, sit down. It's just me. Just sit down.
So the first, I've actually got a bit of a question for you. What cereal is he eating?
That's a great. Actually, hang on, hold up. What does it say?
Is that MVP?
Yeah, rookie MVP.
Rookie, yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's actually
that's unreal. That is
That's
so
an old
good.
photo, obviously.
It is an old photo.
Old photo. That's a photo of Vic.
Jeez, he's done well to look pretty cartoony in that photo.
A lot of makeup he's wearing.
What's with the cereal anyway? What does it mean? Does anyone know?
Is that just like like the expressions like I'm eating? It's just like I'm doing something really well. I'm feeding myself.
Yeah,
maybe that's it. Maybe it's like feed the big dog sort of stuff. I don't know why it's cereal though. Maybe it's because it's so visceral. Like
Kobe, if you want to answer the response below, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes, love that. Love that. About time Kobe provides for the group, really.
Hey, he's an avid watcher.
I'm getting in early because I can. He keeps ripping me on the comments, and I'm getting in while I can.
Boys, it's been a big week. I think the chat has been active, and our waivers. What was it, 22 yesterday? So it's really
been a lot.
The pointy end of the season, and Reese, it might have been better to get you on last week when you were absolutely on a tear, but you're still sitting fifth now.
Yeah, I did really want to join in on a win. I kind of preempted. I'm like, I'm going to have a good win this week, and just put a word out and try and get in the pod. But I thought, nah, fuck it, I want to get in no matter what. Doesn't matter.
Imagine that. No, wait, boys. I'll wait till next week.
I was going to come, but Jack
6 week losing streak. Nah, don't worry about it, boys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not Tom.
That's right. The squeaky wheel gets a grease, so we're very, very happy to have you. And obviously addressing the elephant that's not in the room, Bradley is not able to make it to this one, so it'll just be the three power boys right here.
Probably be the best pod going round, to be honest.
Let's bring up our favorite web site as it is, and take a look at the standings. This is probably a good place to start. We'll do this just before we jump into the week that was. But Dave, actually, let's do the week that was because otherwise it doesn't give me any context on what actually happened.
Yeah, you got to get that segue in, don't you?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be like, I don't know what happened. I think Dave's still going fine, I guess.
I don't know if he is fine, to be honest. I think it's better tough. Anyway, we'll get there. All right, let's start us off.
All right.
Why don't you take us?
I don't want to start off.
Oh, this is tough.
Where do you start here? Like, obviously, some pretty lowly performances from quarterbacks, and you never want to see Marcus Mariota in any lineup. But yeah, you fell by just shy of 40 points to the great P. Wall, the great Cop himself.
Look, I think it's shown how well-rounded his team is now after that trade he's made. He doesn't really have a bad position. He just really has to pick his right players for their weeks now. I just obviously with the big boy out, the calf dog, obviously JJ can't do it all, and literally no one else came with him. It's as dire as that. It sort of hurts having in the flex Pittman in there. Obviously it's a pretty low floor right about now, and hopefully can pick back up. But yeah, it's been sort of a bit of a tough week.
You falling really short here, and I think my team had the same problem with just not enough players scoring in double digits.
Why did you play Huntley? Like, he's the third down back for.
Mate, have a look at our depth for our running backs at the minute.
Yeah, scroll down a bit. And my next question is, guys. The next question is, when did you bring in Deshaun Watson. Like, I only just heard about him. I'm like, hang on, how does someone already picked him up already?
Yeah, so I've been pretty hot on him because Rodgers has sucked. So I thought I need something. Otherwise, as JSO said, like you're looking at Marcus Mariota and you don't want to look at him at all. So I'm pretty happy to sit there, and if it turns to shit, it's still not going to be as bad as what the reigning MVP's done this year.
You're not wrong. And I'll tell you what, the backfield at Atlanta actually look pretty good. And the fact they've got Patterson back now is just...
My big thing was if you can sneak in for a tutty, I'm doing better than what I would not fielding anyone in there. So it was just a bit of a swing and hope. I nearly didn't play anyone in that spot anyway, which nearly wouldn't have changed anything. So Pucky destroyed me.
How the fuck did he get 100 points? I'm looking at his team and I can't see much there.
You know where it comes in? It comes
Tyreek
in
and the Pats.
right about here.
There it is.
Tyreek and the Pats. That's nearly 50 points straight there. He's nearly beaten me already.
Yeah, and then 13 from your flex, 10 from your kicker, and 24 from your defense.
Yeah,
they've been on. It's like my defense routinely outscores my quarterback, and it's come off here as well with New England outscoring Mariota.
Yep, and Pucky will be loving that too, being a New England man. He'll be absolutely frothing that.
Yep. Yeah, and I guess Jimmy G goes straight back into the lineup, and you keep rolling after the bye.
Absolutely.
He can form.
Yeah, and he can probably nearly set and forget now. He's sitting there unless he tweaks his lineup a little bit on who he likes. He's rolling with the Dre, Tyreek, and then it's just who do you play in your flex at the time. Tyler Lockett's starting to play some good footy. So it's going to be an interesting one to see where he goes at it. You might package two of them up and get a real big dog.
Yeah.
Who did you trade? Who did you trade? St. Brown for? Was that a trade with you?
Yep. So I gave Pucky's St. Brown and Ramondre for CMC. So, but CMC was on bye this week, so it did really hurt me.
Pretty fair trade.
Yeah. So
although gloom as well, right? Like getting through, what is it? Disregarding Watson, 3 buys on your bench, like you know, almost take the scheduled L there.
It sort of is what it is. Like I got 2 running backs on the same side, and literally that's what's going to see me through. They're both on the same side as it is what it is. I didn't have a lot of hope coming into this week, but still backed myself to try and win and go from there. But well done, Pucky.
Yeah, good job. Love to see Pat hit a bit of form. It's good to see a bit of churn in the lineups from other years.
Nothing's better than seeing that 100 tick over as well. It's like it's another.
Wouldn't know. It's been a while.
I'd love to know that feeling.
Gee, I tell you what, Marsh has started the season strong with high 90s, and all of a sudden, he can't even clock 60.
I think it's another like no Josh Jacobs, no Marshall. Just like, he was singing his praises, and he was going on about how much he loved him, and fair enough, he was scoring bonanzas, and then now he's kind of returned down to earth with a 5 and an 8.
That's so rough.
Makes it hard.
What's happened?
Makes it hard. Their offense is just horrible.
Their offense is bad, man.
So bad.
Did they even score? Was it last round that they didn't score? They got or the round before?
Shut out. Yeah, I reckon they got shut out last. Yeah, last round I think.
Obviously, yeah.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, it's just been tough for him. Look, if he can find the end zone, then all of a sudden he's back on. And his main man Steph didn't exactly fire. Normally you're pretty happy with him finding the end zone. You're pretty reliant on that, but not this week with Josh Allen struggling a bit. So
yeah, and the Jets are playing who they actually are.
Jets are playing well,
mate.
Yeah,
couldn't have put it better myself, Jay. So
yeah. So I don't know what it is about Marshall's team. Like I backed him in last week to win, even though Kobe is. I'm all about the Kobe train on this pod, but it just does enough to get it done with the 76.
What's happening with Brady? Like last year, Brady was probably hitting the same amount of yards, but he's getting double the amount of touchdowns. This year he's not getting touchdowns. Still getting 280, but he's not getting anything else.
Yeah, almost 60 attempts. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Last year in Tom's team, that would give Tom like 140 points and a win.
Yeah, yeah. And you look at it on come the other side, like Brady not doing well is hurting Chobe with Lenny as well. Nine carries. The only reason why he's been anything near productive is through his receptions. So yeah, it makes it hard. And that's starting to become a bit of a bad offense in itself as well. So one of the great trades from Chobe.
Once again, he wins with a very low score against.
Yeah, he's good at it.
How many times can he do it?
How far is it going to take him? 6-3. That's bloody good. Like,
he's sitting like third or something.
Yeah, he's sitting third. And
I think he's equal top. But anyway, we'll get there.
There's just nothing good there. Lazard, he's playing really well. I mean, the Jets are just. Oh, sorry. They're just playing really well. I mean, and where does he come from? Is he now number one wide receiver? Lazard?
I just like how we haven't corrected you or helped you in any way there. We just let you go.
I don't want to try.
For the first time ever, it's not me.
Yeah. Well, we love that you committed to it.
I love it.
I did commit to it
too. That's good to see.
I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff from Chobe. We love to see it, and I don't know what Marshall needs to do.
He needs his boy Marky Mark back. Then he gets
he did get the late out, which must have happened.
So funny that because Marshall's been speaking to me obviously quite a bit because he's probably first go to find out a bit of knowledge, and straight away Harris and Singletary were killing it. And the first thing I said to him was, mate, you need to sell these guys straight away. The first week they were killing. I said, you need to trade ASAP. I think he got onto you, Robbo, about it. I don't know if he actually got onto you. Like, this is a few weeks ago.
Yeah, this is 3 or 4. Yep, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
He got into someone else and he just wasn't getting anywhere. Actually, I think he got onto you as well, Josh. I think you were interested.
We had a chat about, it must have been about a running back, but we just couldn't get it done.
Yep. I ended up asking him about JJ, I think. Josh Jacobs.
So did I. Yeah.
And then and he's like, mate, are you dumb or just stupid? And I went, yeah.
Pretty sure he asked for Travis Kelce. And I was like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Yep. I'm hearing you.
And the thing is, you want to sell high, and those guys hit the peak, and he's paying for it at the moment. And I'm not sure what else he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, does it pay
when you wanted to jump off? Right.
Yeah.
There.
Does it pay to hit? But you want to keep. Yeah, correct. Singletary. But when do you call that?
Hard to. As soon as someone like a Singletary or a Harris who potentially could have someone else coming in over the top. And then you've also got on Singletary's side of it, you've also got Joshy Allen taking away his own yards as well. So, it does hurt that little bit. And then everyone knew that the Dre at some point in time would eat into Damo Harris, but obviously it doesn't help when he gets injured too, and then struggles to come back. So he's a little bit unlucky with the injury there. But yeah, you always want to sell high, don't you?
Yeah,
100%.
That's the dream.
All right, unlucky Marsh.
This is the wrong week. Oh,
every time.
On fire.
All right, Riz, into your matchup.
Oh,
Jack.
Jesus. I mean, wasn't it? It was such a good matchup. One for the ages. Last time.
Jack literally pointing out of the stadium before he started and then smacking the ball. On that last matchup, it was insane to see.
I wonder what Jack was like trying to work and then look at that little 2-inch screen TV.
He was not working. He wasn't working. He didn't work a single bit in that whole bloody. All he was on the phone, but he straight away tagging you back in on the chat, saying, "Oh, Riz, it's coming, it's coming."
He was tagging me heaps.
Yeah, it came too. He called.
I'll tell you what, that last game was just perfect. It couldn't have been more perfect for Jack. Yeah, it was just script, absolute gold. And you know what? Look, fair enough. I'm not mad because it's just a good matchup, good game. And last year I beat him being on bottom of the ladder, and I think that's just fitting, really.
Yeah, it does hurt to walk away with a 99 and the L.
It does. Yeah. It does.
Yeah. There's surely not much more you could have done. You would have been that would have been as good as you can get.
I mean, I'm really happy with my score. I mean, I didn't have Lamb, I didn't have Schultz, I didn't have, I guess, Taylor, and I put in 3 guys that ultimately cost me the game. But to get 100 points with, my 3
boys.
My only 3 guys, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question about the whole JT thing. How'd it come apart? Obviously, it would have been better with Brad on here as well. But yeah, run us through it.
Oh, Brad, I'm sure Brad could tell you as well. I mean, it was literally just he sent it and I accepted. There was no conversation at all.
Oh, how good! How good!
And I don't know, like Jamal. I mean, it's a good trade. It's a good trade. Like Wilson's getting so many receptions, and with the Jets is killing at the moment. Like he could be someone who wins you games when it comes playoffs. Williams, like you look at how reliable is Swift? Like who knows?
Well, he's injured all the time, so
and why risk it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now they are going to that sort of way. He's now becoming second fiddle because they don't want to risk him. So yeah, it was probably a good trade for both. Brad probably needed to do something to be able to stay with the pack. And then you can probably take that risk having ETN do his thing, having Cooper Cup 100%. As well, which are just bang ons, and then you can start tinkering. And if bloody Taylor gets going, Jesus, it'll really be a force to be reckoned with.
I'll be honest, I'm looking at my team and without sounding cocky, I really like it.
No, you've got a good team. I was just looking at it then being like, this compares in no way to my team at all. Your top 4 guys like a walk-on starts just on 5, if you include Lamb.
You'd count that in at the minute, CD. You'd count him in. Yeah. Especially with Dak back.
Anyway, we'll talk about me in coming weeks, I'm sure. We'll go to Jack and well done. Yeah. Adams pulled his finger out. And I think the clutch coming in, his pickup with Likely and Drake on the field got him the win. It was a dream come true.
Caught the one catch too with him. One catch, 24 yards.
I was looking at my phone, right? And I was looking at like every other player had a reception, had a target. I'm like, they're just spreading it out. And the first touchdown went to Likely on his first or second reception. I was just like, get fucked.
I will.
So cruel.
I will say that it's interesting to see Jack's taken all of his nicknames off, apart from obviously Pusha D.
The best one, which is fair enough.
Yep. But before that, obviously that they're all shit or not shit, and by the not shit one, he's just scored 24 points. So probably fair to back your boy in. He's still not shit, and the rest are on just normal sort of areas at the minute.
Yeah, good stuff. It's nice to see Jack find a bit of form as well after being Owen for a while. Just good to see a champ back in contention.
Gives him a chance now, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm keen to have a look at how the conferences will play out once we scroll back down to the ladder, because it feels tight. It feels like everyone's on the same score.
It's very live, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck, is that shit on my screen? Oh, hang on. Sorry. That's just the O'Keefe bowl.
God, no, this disappointed, didn't it?
I don't think you need to say much. It was a shit show. Neither side decided should have won or decided they wanted to win. It was. Yeah, there wasn't much in it.
I think the only thing we can congratulate is the O'Keefe parents for giving birth to Ryan on that day. So. Congrats to them.
That must be the thing that lifted the curse, is that the O'Keefe Bowl was decided on Ryan's birthday. That must have been the thing that made, I don't know, one of these guys, I assume, stumble in for a tutty. I guess Jalen Waddle, maybe. He was probably always destined.
Most likely.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. No one else.
And move on.
Absolutely no one else. It's just horrible. Bad from both boys there.
Now this is a matchup.
Oh God! we were giving Plem so much shit before this.
And we'll still give Plem so much shit.
Yeah.
I just did the tipping results, which we'll flick through in a little bit later. But everyone picked Zave, and so we should. He was
Yep.
he was 6-2. Of course, we were going to pick Zave. But yeah, Clem pulling it out. Justin Fields, like real crazy that he has been as good as he has been fantasy wise. They lost 32-35, but that doesn't really matter for the made up sport that we play. So it's really really interesting to see, and I'm spewing because he beat me for Fields on the waiver by 1. So I would have really changed my
Who dropped
outlook.
him again? I said this before. I can't remember.
Tom dropped him, but that's
Tom
because he had Justin Herbert.
That's right.
Justin Herbert, yeah, on a bye.
Yeah.
So he was on the waiver all year. Nobody had him starting, but so it's just took Hayden, and I saw that he flicked off Dak as well, right?
Yeah, flicked him off the Chobe, I think, for I think a bit of change. It wasn't really much. I can't think of what it was, but it'll come up in that next week. When we do our preview. But yeah, like it was another one for the ages. Zave was talking garbage all the way through. Yep, I've got it in the bag. We're good to go. Even with me not playing a player, and and then had the complaints coming in on it with not being able to play said player, even though he woke up 1 minute before the game started and then couldn't change him in. So anyway, bad luck, Zave.
So what was the story with that? Was Chase? No, it wasn't Chase that was laid out, was it?
No, it was
What's he gonna?
I can't think of. I actually don't know who it was. Oh, I just know he wanted to get J-Rob in there.
Wasn't it a waiver thing? He was waiting on a waiver or something?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it was, but yeah, there was a lot of complaints.
So if you can complain in the comments, we won't read it, but yeah.
Yeah, put them in the YouTube comments. I'm not looking at those.
That gives me a good giggle. But yeah, anyway, you
get what you deserve, really. Like if you're not going to play a player, I don't know, man. Can't really feel sorry for a dude losing for that much if you go on empty.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. No, well done, Plem. You held on. I mean, talking so much shit because you're going to lose, but you got one during these busy bye weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And the bye weeks are wreaking havoc for everyone, aren't they? Like the small benches, just it's great to watch. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving it.
It's brutal out there.
and some people that you're dropping, like I had to drop Judy just to be able to get a quarterback for when this actually goes through. And I'm sitting there, I mulled over it for so long. I couldn't believe it. I was, shit. What do I do? But it's the way of the league at the minute, and it's good to see.
Yeah. Not so much depth on that waiver until those good players get dropped during the buys, and you can kind of see that with the 22 pickups.
Just with Fields, like was the plan for him to run? Was that the plan? Like, did they tell him, hey mate, like as soon as there's a pocket, just run?
He's better running.
There's this Twitter video that came out from the game this week of the coach telling him to stop running because he's not meant to scramble as much as he was. And that, like, it feels like there's a bit of friction between the way that Justin Fields instinctively plays, which, like, we agree is much better as a scrambler. But at the same time, it's not really, it mustn't be the way the Bears want to play. But, how can you argue with these stats?
Yeah. In saying that, though, like, what's he really got to throw to?
Yeah.
True.
Who
is it? Mooney?
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Yeah, but
who else? Kmet?
Yeah, is
he in there?
Again, nah. He's more of a blocker.
Chase Claypool now?
Yeah, no.
Well, that's new. That's still learning an offense, so you can't really jump on that. It's not great.
It's fair enough. You look at your team and go, well, I'm going to do this myself.
Yeah, I'd want to run too.
Yeah. Jealous, very jealous.
Yeah.
All right. Chubb and Marty. Chubb, sorry. Dougal and Marty.
The Chubb. So anyway, the Chubb lost.
Yeah.
He was more at half Chubb.
Marty, if you do watch this, how much effort, how much time are you spending overseas putting into your team? Because what are you, like 5 in a row now? 4?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a lot, but you keep winning. There was something wasn't there a comment this week, or maybe it was on last week's pod of Marty being like, "Fellas, I'm 5-4."
Yeah, stop ripping into me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't even know if this bloke actually exists. I've never seen him before.
I'm pretty sure we're still.
I chucked him a follow on Instagram this week, and I tell you what, he's doing some cool shit. It looks really fun.
I'm still thinking that it's Zave's second side. I think now that Zave's going well, he's just put Marty on the back burner, but Marty's still ticking along. I still think it's Zave's second side.
And I'll tell you what, it's an all right side. Henry has just come out firing.
Yeah.
He's just finally gone, you know what, this is what I came back here for. And he's killing it.
Yeah, crazy.
He started awful. And then look at that. That is just...
Yeah. Number one.
Yep. You know you're good. He's been unreal. When you're that big as well. Oh.
God, he looks like something else. He looks like a monster running through those fields. He looks bigger than the fucking linebackers.
when you see him lining up behind the quarterback, you sit there going, "Oh Jesus!" You'd hate running into that bloody brick wall.
Does he wear a smaller shirt, or is that just me?
Yeah, I think he does.
I swear he wears a crop top.
He wears he's got like the CeeDee Lamb treatment where they've got like that little cut off. But yeah, Marty, keep winning, dog. That's fucking sick. Dougal just needs to do something. We keep saying it. He just needs to do something, anything.
I will say he's trying to make moves. But obviously it hurts when the boy you've traded for, Swifty's not doing a whole lot. And pretty much all your waiver. Yeah, they're really protecting him. They want him for the long term, so that's really going to hurt. He's just got to hope that something comes to him off the waiver wire, really.
Pitts had looked good in I think the 2 rounds before that, but that's it.
Mate,
1 round. Sorry.
But he had 7 targets. 7 targets, 2 catches. You're never gonna.
Rough.
There was
great.
There was another thing I read on Twitter this week was Mariota added out to Pitts for something like 198 yards in the last round, for 2 receptions and 27 yards. But obviously that's not accurate. I think that there's one where Mariota missed him and he was wide open for maybe it would have been like a 60-yard touchdown, but he overthrew it and Pitts couldn't get to it. So.
And is that just probably just there's just no chemistry between. They're both good players. There's just no chemistry.
No.
Well, one of them is or is potentially could be a good player. The other one plays quarterback.
Ryan, right? Last year was Ryan throwing to Pitts. Yeah, because he wasn't.
Yeah.
He took a while to come on, but I don't know.
He just couldn't find the end zone last year.
Yeah,
that was his killer.
I've been talking to Dougal probably the most out of any other manager in this league.
He's really wheeling and dealing, isn't he?
And we can't just get to terms with a trade. And I feel bad because I really want to get something going, and he does too. And we just cannot get to something. There was one stage where I sent him an essay because I'm like, hey, look, Elliott's injured, this and that. And then I realized at the end, I was like, oh, I'm going to have 3 Cowboys boys. Don't worry about it. Yeah. He didn't even respond yet. And he was like, oh.
Yeah.
Who'd have been spewing?
Good on him for digging his heels in and getting those fingers working to get some chats up. But like you said, Riz, looking at his side, it's what would you want to take from him? Maybe Tua, but this league isn't trading quarterbacks. There's only a handful of quarterbacks that you'd even fucking want at this stage.
Yeah.
I don't know. Trades.
Yeah, Tua might be one of them.
Yeah. With who you've got now, quarterback's pretty much what's getting you through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for him to keep coming back. Hopefully Tua can sort of light up and Swifty boy comes back. But it's not looking good.
Gibson not looking like. Oh no, Gibson was the one that I dropped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's a kind of a down week. He's probably the only one that might have a bit of potential with Robinson Jr. not looking like the man that he might have been pre getting shot.
Yeah, pre-shooting.
Pre-shot.
Yeah.
But good work, Marty. Keep it with it.
Whoever you are.
Yep, good work, Zave number 2.
Yeah, and Carter coming good as well. That's just
I know. He looked real good.
Waiver wire pickup.
He looked real good.
Yeah. So
12 carries, not bad. Yeah.
Just looking at players that were once on my team, it hurts.
I think we can just move. I think we can just move on from this one. I don't think anyone really has any much interest in this,
not too much. Brad, do you have anything to say
in this matchup?
Yeah, yeah. We'll cross to Brad. No, technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, I agree.
there's really just not much in here. Left 14 points on the bench, so you could have won by more.
Look, makes it hard for JJ. Josh Jack, he no Barkley hurts.
It sucks because on paper, JJ's got a great team.
Oh yeah, and like Mahomes balled out for him as well, and this actually came down to the last bit, and like the last game it was as well, and it could have gone either way. Obviously, with what the score was going, he had a kicker to play. I think he did. JJ, and mate, it could have gone either way. Would have been good if Brad was even lower down the leaderboard. Would have been even funnier.
Yeah, I apologize, Josh. Because if I didn't trade with Brad, he would have lost. I would have won.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Unlucky.
15 bucks for candy and nuts.
Yep.
Now this is something that do we have much to say about this?
This was a romping, an absolute romping.
Let me take you through it from my point of view, because all we need to talk about from my team is obviously the beauty of fantasy football is that you wake up Monday morning and you could have your whole day done by that stage. And if you're playing the later games, that's when you feel the anxiety. If you've got the Tuesday, you really start running through all the scenarios. You're watching the predictor go up and down. I woke up to, I think, Billy already being on 80 points and me being on something like 20. And I was like, well, I could probably leave my phone at home today and just go to work and not think about it.
Did your bosses be like, Josh, you're really productive today? Is everything okay?
They would have looked at it, but I was saving a little bit of sizzle for when we get to the team of the week, but I'll put it in here now. I think halfway through the Monday, I started messaging Pat to be like, hey man, I just wanted to make sure, what's the rule with the tiebreaker for the shirt? Does it go to bench points? Because me and Marshall had just about finished our games, and he had finished his games and I had Kelsey still to go. And we were on exactly the same points, 51-40. And I hadn't taken notice of Tom's score just yet. So I was like, oh, I'm getting the shirt. And I was looking through my bench being like, all right, sweet. I left 6 points on there and Marshall had nothing. So I was like, great. I don't need to fuck around with the shirt. I don't need to drive out to fucking Lilydale to get it off Brad or whatever. And then in the space of me messaging Pat, and I had also messaged Brad just to be like, just quietly, I need to let this out. I'm about to get this shirt or come dead even with Marshall. Kelsey's game went to overtime and he scored, he got one more catch and pushed me over the line. And I was like, yes, in real time in the chat to Pat, because he hadn't come back to me yet, being like, don't worry, unless this game goes to overtime. It's going to overtime. Kelsey made a catch. Never mind.
So what you're saying is your game was done, you woke up, no anxiety, into massive anxiety, not knowing what to do, potentially a trip out to Lilydale.
Yeah, about the shirt. It was just like, I need to start clearing my diary. I need to make sure that I leave work early.
It's a long trip in too.
And I decided to message Pat separately to the group because I didn't want to start a big conversation about
a big
bench points. Is it just your worst score? It doesn't really matter.
I get up early just to quickly check the team because you get the cues in your squad and you're like, I want to make sure they're playing. Anyway, I saw that Harris was on his field and he was not playing, and I sort of freaked out. I'm like, Marsh, quick, fix your team, and I realized he couldn't do anything. I'm like, actually, don't worry about it, too late. And he didn't wake up, and I'm like, that's just the tough tough love. Like, you're going to come last, and then all of a sudden, I thought he was coming last as well, and then I didn't realize Tom was underneath the shit, really.
Yeah. Tom must have had like 3 guys to play or something that just really under-delivered.
Yeah.
But think about it. It was the O'Keefe Bowl, so no one really wanted to look at it. No one wanted to watch it. Yeah. Everyone just sort of disregarded it and just looked at every other team. So
let alone hear about it. So
can I just ask, Billy, why did you play everyone else in your team? Why didn't you just bench everyone?
Yeah, really could have saved some legs.
Could have played a flex, a kicker.
Yeah, play his defense
as well. The flex hurts as well.
That was really frustrating watching Mixon just constantly get the ball. I'm like, give it. I was like, Burrow, just throw it, and he just keeps handing it off throughout the entire game. And they bench Burrow before Mixon.
Yeah. And like that hurts for me because like arguably my best receiver as well is also on the Bengals.
Yeah.
So if he's getting the touches, T's not, and like he went for 7 from 8 for 60 yards. Like that's not exactly that's like pretty good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's fine. No tutties on my side again, and like I think I mentioned it before.
That hurts.
But 110, and so a single score over 10. So
the receptions to Kelsey was fucked. How many receptions did he have?
He had 17 targets with 10. But I think Mahomes just came out with a fucking... He came out on a mission in the second half and just wanted to throw it by any means necessary. He was not letting them lose that game.
Anyway, well done, Billy. I mean, I'll tell you what, there are so many teams that started off shit and it has flipped. It has really flipped.
Absolutely. He started 0-3, and I remember coming on the pod and making fun of him because he, in his season preview, he kept talking about how every team didn't have a good quarterback because they didn't have Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins turned out to be shit.
In saying that was the funny part. He's pre like the pre-season podcast where he's just ripping everyone. Then he rolls into 0-3, so everyone's ripping into him, and now he's gone on a tear, and he's 5-1 for the last 6 weeks. So he's back. He's back, and I did say to him, if you stick with it, you'll have the best side by the end of the year, I reckon. I said it in the pod back in the day, so I'm pretty happy with that. I have to scrounge that back up and let everyone know.
Yeah. Let him have it. I mean, what can you say? He's literally just eclipsed me. Like it was. Yeah. I can't say more about how nice it was not to have to like watch my score though. Just like knowing that it was so far out of the possibility until it was more about the shirt. But anyway. Let's take a look at the ladder now.
Great segue. That's a great segue. Unreal.
I feel like maybe Brad brings the segues out because I feel like I don't think we did almost any segues then.
No, there was 0 segues. That's why I really jumped on
pivots.
And and I love a segue, and Brad does not.
Yeah.
How many leagues have a 6 and 3? 3 of them on the top of the ladder. Like that's absolutely ridiculous.
3 and
going one of them.
Kobe's points for 649 points against. So negative percentage, but 6 and 3.
That's fucked. How does that even happen?
It's just no competition. He doesn't need to fuel the team.
It's because he keeps believing.
That's true.
Believing.
That's true.
Since that name change.
Now let's count the 5 and 4s as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 5 and 4s. Including you, Robbo. Including you, Riz.
Look, I still claim. I said it last week or the week before. Riz is the underdog story. I reckon he's just going to keep on rising, keep on going with that side he's got. As we roll through it again, I'm just sitting there going, shit. He's got a side that could go a long, long way. I'm hoping he just misses out and I just sneak in just so I don't have to play him.
I tell you what though, like. I've had pretty close matchups. I don't think there's been a blowout in any of my matchups, and it does hurt to see. I've had like 300s in a row, or at least 2 of them anyway, and every other team has scored under 80, and I just keep playing someone that's got 100, or Jack just beat me over 100. I just don't get that matchup that
that week.
that Chope has. You know what? Yep. I need to change my name to We Believe, and I'm going to do that right
now. We believe more.
I like it.
But yeah,
I'll tell you what. Looking at it though, you wouldn't pick it. You've got a rook in Chope in there. In that league once we get that split. Then you've got Riz, who's been a salad, he's been at the bottom of the ladder for the last, 2 years. Then you've got Pat, who I don't think's been off the bottom of the ladder since he's joined. And then you've got another rook in Marty as well. So there's some experienced boys on the other side of it that could really be hurting here. And then you've got your big fella down the bottom in Doog that has to do something.
I know.
And he's trying.
I know that the conferences next year isn't expressly League One and League Two, but God, when you're on the bottom, it does feel like League One and League Two.
Yeah,
I want to be in that top. Like, it doesn't matter if I make, obviously I want to ultimately win the Mindy, but for now, set your goals here. Set the bar so high you can step over it. So that's where I want to be.
Absolutely. Have to agree. And the thing is that it depends on if we do expand. If we expand again, then obviously top 10 go through, so it changes the ball game again. But top 8, no matter what, definitely goes through. You don't want to be having to rely on someone else entering the league or 2 others entering the league to be able to get into that top flight.
Yep,
it's crazy out here. It's
absolutely.
How many rounds do we have left?
If we just done
9.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just over half.
Yeah. God, it feels like we're more towards the pointy end than we actually are.
It does. It really does.
The way it's aged me.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Look at that. I missed that, but Mariota's already gone from Pucky's side. So, what do you get instead?
Good to see.
Smart man.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy G. That's who we had. Cool. Moving into week 10. Let's start at the top. We'll start on mine and Brad's.
Here we go. I like it. Take us away, Jaso. Take us away.
I will also take notes on our tipping as we do this. Actually, let's go the other way. Sorry, because I already set up my notes the other way. I'm sorry to break the fourth wall. Get you hyped for that. But Robbo, why don't you take us away?
All right, I'll take us away. Don't worry about it, Jaso. Well, me man's back. I'm still scared about my quarterback situation, but I dare say Marsh is having the same problems. It really comes down to if probably Jacobs can get going and if Josh Allen plays for Stephon Diggs. If they play, then all of a sudden it could really be a 50-50. If Josh Allen doesn't play, then I think I might have the chocolates.
What do we think about that? Do you reckon Josh Allen day to day? Josh Allen plays, surely.
He'll play. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. If he doesn't,
MCL. What did they say?
Yeah, what's the injury?
I can't think off the top of my head.
I'll click on it when we get to Billy's. But yeah, I think it's won and lost really here. Probably maybe even in your top 3s. It's stretching all the way to Olave.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think I'm going to really rely on McCaffrey and Jefferson. They're giving me two fellas that I really got to rely on, and Marsh is going to do the same with Diggs and Jacobs, and it's probably who's going to come out on top, and the rest probably going to cancel each other out. It doesn't look sexy at all, really.
I tell you what, though, if Allen doesn't play, then does that give a bit more to Singletary?
Potentially,
maybe not.
Potentially, it's still going to be some sort of a committee. Through Buffalo. So
they have like 3 running backs that they like to use in Singletary.
Yeah.
Was it Cooks and
Moss?
Cook and Moss?
Yeah.
So
it's going to be
like you said, it's not going to be sexy either way. Just in terms of high ceiling, I'm going to back you in here, Robbo. I want to see the calf do some things.
I feel like
Jeffrey as well could get active and even extending all the way to Pity, playing in that dome against LV. They're not exactly firing all cylinders.
If there's going to be a week, Pity's Pity's weeks this week. It has to be. If there's going to be what you're playing against Las Vegas, like, yeah, it's giving him every chance to succeed. If he doesn't succeed now, I don't know if he ever will.
I think you're right. I think I'm going to back you, Robert. I think only purely because Alan's out. If Alan was playing, I'd be back in, or if he's 100% fit, I'll be back in March, I reckon.
I'm going to pick me too.
Yeah.
I'm not going against me.
Sweep. Prove us wrong, Marsh. ReE, do you want to take us through your matchup?
Yeah. Look, I'm looking at my team, and as I've mentioned before, it just looks delicious. It just looks good.
Thanks, Bruce.
It just looks good. Look, Hill is being any of the wide receivers that are at Miami are just looking good. But I mean, you got Tua just throwing bombs, and the routes they're running, and just the amount of snap. Oh, it's just ridiculous. They're just doing heaps. So I'm expecting big things from Hill again. But I don't know. For this week, and I've changed my name, I just want to beat you by about 50, 60 points. So if that wants to happen, please. I'm really hoping Taylor plays. Well, I think he will come out and just lead. And I'm just hoping that Dak's back. Schultz has been getting a lot of receptions. Lamb in the end zone. And my running backs, again, Taylor and Etienne is just killing it. Etienne just looks so good without Robertson in the backfield with him, and he's just leading, getting so many touches as well.
Well, this is going to be the week for you, Riz. I think like he had to start Melvin Gordon because the Dre's not playing. So there's a lot on Tyreek to be able to do his things, and Jimmy G to get things going again. But he's highest scorer in the Pats, not playing either. I think you've got him at a good time on a bye week. I think I can't see you losing this, Riz, to be honest. I think you've got it in the bag.
Yeah, and you've got fantasy boom or bust king in Daniel Jones on your side.
I mean, they dropped him at the start of the game last time we played.
He's playing against Houston, so maybe that's a favorable matchup.
That's the reason why I picked him.
He could just run right through them. He's that big, and I don't know. He's capable. So I'm going to pick you, Riz. You were so compelling with the way that you. I'm actually I'm taking my tips a little bit more seriously because I think I am winning. So I'm just trying to make sure that I hold at least.
Is that because you're the only one tipping?
Well, at least we get guaranteed tips between me, Matt.
Right.
And Pat does almost every week. He didn't do last week.
Yep. Zave used to be pretty good early days. I don't know what he's been doing now.
Which one? Which save?
Well, both, because Marty's picks are the opposite to Zave's, no matter what. It eats into my theory more and more. The more you look into it, the more it could be.
Obviously picking yourself.
100%. Yeah, as I said, if I don't win by more than 40, it's a loss.
Imagine being that compelling. Go, so I think I'm going to change it up. I'm going to pick Pat.
I'm going to swerve. I'm the anti-Moz. And sorry, Robbo, were you Riz as well?
Yes, I was, absolutely.
A bit of parody at the start. Moving into the other Believe team. In Kobe, that he's got the plural we instead of I.
Don't worry, Kobe. I'll only do it for this week. I'll change it.
He's already come back here in the chat, which I love.
I did see that. Unreal. Righty, AJ. So why don't you take us away?
Yeah. So the battle of the 6 and 3 teams. Probably Tom slipping in form and Kobe going from strength to strength. He's brought Dak in for this round. Going with his boy. Lenny Fenney seeing less touches and a former Tom O'Keefe stan. I think this one's going to be interesting. I saw in the sleeper trends that Taysom Hill is getting dropped by every team under the sun at the moment, just because he hasn't been the fantasy GOAT of late as he once was in the 33-point outing that he had. But then Tom's team as well hasn't really shown as much as we want. Corradell hopefully will do a lot tomorrow.
He will.
Yeah, given that from all reports, it's going to be a fucking hurricane in Carolina tomorrow. So can't imagine them airing the ball out too much to the likes of Pitts and etc. This one's going to be an interesting one. Like the loading up on Dallas, Gino being out. I think Kobe's probably not as strong as he once was. And hopefully Juzzy Herb can show out for Tom. But I think I'm going to back my boy in and go with Kobe for this.
I like it. I'm just trying to make my mind up. It really is a toss of the coin. I think. I think Tom can bounce back after playing in the worst matchup in football. In the O'Keefe Ball. Yeah, I think he can bounce back. Hopefully Juzzy Herb and Nicky Chubb get things done for him.
I actually don't. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm going to say Tom purely because he's not going to get another bad score, is he? Tom, are you?
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Are you?
Do you know him? He definitely can. He definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Can I just say, since the trim, has he played shit?
Yeah. Was his power
Wow.
in his hair?
Wow. Yeah. Absolutely.
That we might have to explore that as it grows out and the scores get a little bit bigger. But no, it'll be interesting as we kind of talked about the weather tomorrow, and I really hope that pays off the way that we think it is. But having Foreman and Patterson going head to head, might be a big running game for Tom. But yeah, I think Kobe for this one, despite what Sleeper wants us to believe.
Do you know the only thing that sort of really scares me is that Friday matchups are almost destined to just hurt you and not help you at all. And to have two blokes playing in the Friday matchup would really be scary. There's not much else you can put on that. Like, yeah, the Friday matchups have been a shit show from the start this year.
Yeah, those are terrible.
I'm going to back Tom, but yeah, I do agree with everything you've said.
I'm still backing Tom too.
Yeah. Now here's a grudge match between our league leader and our mini bowl reigning champ in Jack and Zave. What do we reckon about this? What's there to say?
Well, it's pretty easy if you ask me, because Zave's got Lamar on the bench, so Zave can't win it. I've said it from the start. No Lamar.
He's going with Goff against Chicago. What do we think about that?
Brad, what do you think about Goff? Yeah, I agree.
It's best of a bad situation, though, really, isn't it? Like, you're looking at that. I was looking at that waiver today, like just the waiver wire for quarterbacks, and I'm just going, Jesus Christ, there's nothing, because I already want to get rid of him. I already want to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and just pick someone else up. So, yeah, it is awful up there. 16 teams, plus there's people dealing with bye weeks. There's so many holding to at the minute because they want to.
Are there any rookie quarterbacks this year? Are there any rookie quarterbacks?
No.
That's usually
second year.
That's usually what, like, I don't know. I've experimented with quarterback in the past, and it just feels like that's where you get your most waiver value, is picking up a rook and hoping that they go off. But with Fields in his second year, I guess Mariota taking the reins, and even Jimmy G being like essentially a backup now, playing the full. Kylo even being still young in his career, like these are probably, I don't know, Kylo's probably outside of that, given that he gives you more value, but you can't rely on it. And I think that if the leagues and the conferences are still really big next year, I think a lot of boys will take a lot of learnings, specifically me, about not picking up your Mahomes or your Allen in round 3.
Absolutely, would have to agree. And look, you see what it's done for Bill this year. Like, he's just been able to run on the coattails of it. So quarterback position in this sort of a league, which I don't think anyone really thought about, is as big as it gets. Really moves them up the pecking order.
Yeah, I definitely didn't value it as much as I should have.
No, I'd have to agree. I was the same.
Yeah.
Also didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to be this bad though either.
Yeah. Same with Russ.
He looks so miserable.
Yeah,
he looks so miserable.
Between the two of us, Joe, so we've really struggled with that, haven't we? Between Russ and we were sitting there after draft night going, how good is this? You idiots picking quarterbacks early. No, we've got it covered.
I still got my man. No.
Yeah, no. It's been a shit show. Yeah, I've actually got a baby.
Yeah.
But it just looks like he hates himself at the Packers. He just looks like he doesn't want to be there.
But he seemed going off about the about all the commentary people and all that, all the media. He's just ripped him. He's just I'll have to try and find it, put it in the group. But he's just been ripping him. Like every weekend he goes, I just don't give a fuck. Like fuck is all. I'm still the reigning MVP. So shut up.
Yeah, not for long, dude.
Yeah. That's what Jack needs to start doing.
Yeah. All right. Well, in terms of this matchup, I think Zave just such a strong side. Even if Goff is at the helm, like sure, maybe that might bite him, but I don't know if that's enough for us not to go with him.
Gee, Kamara's been a bit costly for him. Is the past couple weeks? No, he got 30. Yeah, that's right. Although who they're playing? They're playing Pittsburgh. Okay.
Should be pretty favourable.
Yeah. It's a clear favour to Zave there. I'm not sure Jack can double up another 100.
Well, I'm going to zag here. I'm really going to zag. I think Kyle can get it done. He's stacked him with the hop as well. Pusha D is going to do Pusha D things. I think the only thing that worries you is that running back situation, which you sit there and you're going to have that problem the whole year. So you just hope that you're able to cover for it. It'll be interesting to see. But I'm going to pick Willis.
So I didn't notice this, but he's got Myers on a bye, and that's probably what's pulling him down in terms of projected scores. So you assume that, I mean, surely there's, unless he really wants to ride Odell until when he finally gets
Jesus,
signed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something.
Well, if he rides Odell, then obviously Myers isn't too big of a drama, really.
Yeah.
So I think, I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get something. Might as well. I think he can win. As I've said all year, Zave's only good when Lamar goes well, and Lamar's gone on holiday this week, so yeah.
He's off fishing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, he needs to change his name to just Kamara. Because there's no Jamar or Lamar. So come on, Dave, get onto that.
Yeah, put in the YouTube comment in your name.
Yep. Don't actually change your name. Just put what name you put.
All right, on to Tick and Marty. Just two teams coming off big W's last week. Marty, again, just being absolutely informed, just riding the coattails of Derrick Henry. I don't know how he's piggybacking on him so hard, but against Denver, who is a bit of a more stingy defense, it might slow him down a little bit, but, you know, he's good at running through blokes, so maybe Henry can keep it going. What do you guys think? I don't like Hines. I don't like him at all.
Yeah, what else has he got?
Yeah.
You probably have three people on bye.
However, Carter.
There you go.
Boyd.
Yeah.
You're nearly playing Hines over Peoples Jones too.
Yeah.
You don't really want that.
I mean, that goes back to what you were saying before, Riz, about if Josh Allen doesn't play, Hines is now in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like maybe he gets those stinkers and dumpers from Case Keenum.
Could definitely happen. I think the big thing in this matchup is if Miami goes off, or if Cleveland can stay in it. Obviously, it's going to be the Waddle and Amari battle for me. To see sort of who can, if they do cancel each other out, or who takes the storm. And I think and then obviously Derek does his thing. I dare say Marty might get the chocolates this week.
Yeah, it definitely feels like his team is a higher floor than what Tix does at the moment.
I'm very interested to see how the Cowboys play out Pollard, considering both Zeke and Pollard will be playing, or Zeke is back, and how they've just said, we're going to keep playing Zeke. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Jerry has a stranglehold on every coach, doesn't he? We're playing Zeke. It is how it is. Like it or leave it. Okay, we're going to play Zeke.
Yeah,
which hurts. It hurts for you, Ryan, and I think that could be. That's going to hurt. That's going to really cost you. And
that's probably going to be
I'm going to pick Marty.
Loss.
Yeah,
beautiful. Two Martys. What are you going, JC?
I think I haven't swerved yet, so I'm gonna go tick. I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna do it. Marty, I hope you win, man. You seem like good value. You look like you're having a real good time.
It'd be good when he goes 6-4, and all of a sudden he's like, "Boys, told you to lay off on me. I'm good to go."
Yeah, and then I come crawling back trying to get Lawrence off him.
Yeah.
Oh god, I still hate that trade. Oh god, that still haunts me.
It's worked out for him though. That's the worst bit.
Yeah.
It's
and that's what
actually
makes it
worked.
worse.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I mean,
anyway.
Russell's back on the waivers not too long ago. Right?
Yeah.
He's back.
Oh.
Enough foreshadowing.
This is a good one.
Yeah, this is like a tight one. This might be another one that's kind of one between your top threes, between your Fields, your Cooks, your Browns, Mahomes, Barkley, and Moore. If Moore can do anything at all.
Shock and weather for him to do anything with as well. It's sort of going to be a big boom or bust game for him. I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
Who they playing? Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, and those blustery, rainy conditions where the ball will most likely be run, not thrown.
Yep. Yeah, that does sort of hurt. Hopefully, look, it sort of depends on. I think again, Clem's league winner's not going to help him win the league. I'm just going to keep bringing that up anytime I can. But that's who he traded for Hunt. That's who he traded for. Dak for Hunt this week. To Chobe.
That's right. Yep.
So, I don't know. I think I might end up going with JJ. I don't know why. I just think Saquon off a bye. I think he's going to do a lot. And then, I think Mahomes may have finally hit his straps, and then his Fields not going to run as much. Is he not going to be as big on the fantasy side of things?
I don't think he's definitely not putting up the same score.
No,
not again. No, I think they've probably had a long time. Remember, even though he went for such a big fantasy score, they still lost that game. So
yeah,
I think they probably spent a lot of time in the tape room. And I think that like I said, from what I've seen, the talk online is that they probably want to throw more, and that's his deficiency is throwing. It's not running. So
yes, would have to agree.
Good for you, Hayden. But I reckon, the upside of Josh, especially coming off Patty Mahomes just going fucking bonkers. I think he probably has one more in him just to really cement himself as just another, I would say, so to say, league winner. In terms of the NFL, maybe not in terms of fantasy. So I think we can expect another big Mahomes week. Probably the DJ Moore thing probably scares me a little bit for Josh, but I'm gonna back him in because I think Josh's team is much better than a 3-6 record. So
yep,
it is. I mean, he scored heaps of points.
Yeah,
he's been stiff. He has been very, very stiff. I think I'm even going against me automatic mods against Plem and losing a tip every week. I'm just going to tip JJ because I know Plem's not going to win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tip Josh as well. He's scored he's got a lot of experience in the team, and I think that'll definitely outweigh what Hayden has. And what you guys said, Fields is not going to do the same. If he does, then what the fuck?
Yeah. Then he's the new Jalen Hurts of this year.
Then he deserves to be put in the flex.
yeah, pretty much. Him and Taysom Hill.
All right, we got two more remaining. We got Billy again, just on a fucking tear. Coming off his 120 from the great man Mixon, and Chubb. I keep calling you Chubb. You gotta change his name, bro. Maybe that's why you keep losing.
just call him the half. It's all right.
The half man. Again, a tough one. A few Qs on the left hand side of the bracket, and then Swift, obviously, being Swift. We know what he is. Mixon, it's probably disappointing that you can't back him up. Going back into a bye, but there is still a lot of strength in Billy's side.
Jeez, if Billy's fully healthy, that's scary too.
Yeah.
Between Billy and Riz, I hope they both lose lots and lots of games, and then I can sneak in.
Yeah, that's what it'll take at this stage.
Yeah, I don't like my chances, but yeah, those two look the scariest to me.
Yeah,
they look proper
Juju's been
scary.
like the choice receiver for Mahomes.
Yep.
Outside of Kelsey, of course, but who would have thought? I think you can. There is a way on the app to see the history of the player, but I'm sure he definitely would have been picked up off waivers at this stage, wouldn't he? Oh, there it is. Yeah, waivers for Billy, October 19th.
Yep.
Just as he hit his fantasy straps.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets, really. I don't want to go against Bill, but I don't know. I don't think Joshy Allen plays as well as what he does. I think I'm going to back Duke. I'm going to back Duke. I'm going to Zag. I'm going to back
Big Zag.
Dougal.
He's got an elbow.
What are they saying?
He's got elbow, won't practice.
Day to
day. Yeah,
he'll play. It's to what extent?
Yeah. And who do they have? They've got Minnesota. It doesn't really tell me much.
Yeah, it'll be he'll play. It might not be as lethal as what he's been week in, week out. And that's why I'm no Mixo, no Joshy. I'm thinking, if Doog's gonna get anyone, I think it's gonna be now. And why not get someone while they're hot?
If Doog's gonna get someone, Swift is getting 25. Otherwise,
but he could get goal line work. Who would know with that? With that offense, all of a sudden they still want him there doing things. He could run in for a 90-yard touchdown. He just is that sort of player. So
he is.
Yeah, I'm going to back him in.
And it'd be good to see Sutton finally get something on the board. I think, I don't know, there was so much talk about Sutton and Judy before the season started, and I just don't think there's been that much going on. But I don't know whose fault that is.
Russ is 100%. Mate, he's been keeping them all up on the plane as he's doing his stretches, and I don't think they're ever going to come back from that.
No, it's such a shame for a potent receivers that, sure, they're probably receiver twos on a lot of squads, but, that doesn't mean that they should be treated the way that Russ has treated them. But I think it just comes down to the fact he can't throw over the middle, and he's just hitting these side outs.
And would you say there's
maybe one long throw a game, and then everything else is just...
Would you say there's wasted talent in Miami with old mate Bridgewater? Yeah,
exactly. I think, I don't know, you'd probably have to read a lot of articles from the offseason to go through what Denver were thinking when they signed Russ, because obviously they probably thought that they were getting a lot more dynamicism from the pocket thrower that he is, but he's just been found out. Like, maybe it's the O-line, whatever it is, but they're not scoring. They're playing defense really well, so they probably have won a few more games than maybe the offense would have actually afforded them. But yeah, in terms of Sutton and Judy, and that co-share in the backfield with Williams and Gordon, just haven't looked good at all.
Yep. Yeah, I think their big loss was obviously losing their most dynamic and their biggest X factor in Javonte. That he was the only thing keeping them afloat, giving them a good running game to be able to help them do anything in the passing game. So, yeah, it's sort of that's really probably hurt them more than what most would have thought.
No one was bigger on Sutton than Dougal. That was his boy.
Wasn't he third picked?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
That'll tell us too. Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. 3rd round, first pick. Man.
Jeez, goodness gracious me.
We thought it at the time too. We thought that is a out of left field pick.
we said, wasn't it Pitts at 2 and Sutton at 3?
Oof. Who could have you taken? Or is that for another time?
We would be here all night.
Yeah, we would be.
Yep. But again, you could have taken CMC. So.
Well, yeah, it's his own fault. He's his own coward.
Yep.
Yeah, he listened to us.
Yep.
I'm gonna tip Billy despite us going. I think Were you Billy as well, Riz?
Yeah, Billy.
And I'll play the Zag.
On to the last matchup. Let's just cross to Brad to introduce this one. All right, Brad said that I was going to win, so let's.
All right, well, make sure you put his tip down. Make sure you put his tip down.
Actually, we'll do that.
And you heard it here first.
I'm really not looking forward to this. I don't know. I've fallen very. I mean, we talked about my anxiety about fucking the shirt last week, but now knowing that I have to play Brad, and if I lose, come in here and deal with it. I'm not looking forward to it, even though projections are favorable to me because I think Brad is maybe down. Yeah, he's down a receiver. With Wilson on the bye. I'm sure he'll fix that when he gets to it, but Higgins not looking, or Higgins was absent last week and on the bye as well, being my number one receiver. Thielen hasn't really started for me at all. Gone the hedge with picking up Keenum just in case anything comes up because, why not at this stage? Like we kind of say, why not pick up a backup quarterback?
Yep.
But looking very thin. Lots of Tampa Bay on my side as well, which you don't really want to see in terms of their offense.
Yeah.
If you win, you got to get the couch to do something.
Couch has to go for 25.
He has
At least. I hate
even
to say
McLaurin
this.
needs a deep shot as well, but against that's against my defense, which has been really good all year.
And Jones against Dallas is probably a bit rough as well.
So Jones went out last game with an ankle injury and was seen in a boot. All his scans came back as negative, but he's still listed as questionable. And then I was reading online, as I'm wont to do, that Aaron Jones had just decided he was going to sit out this game because they weren't going to him. Aaron Rodgers was just throwing too much. Like obviously, Aaron Rodgers was throwing too much, and Jones is like probably the best part of their offense. And if he's not getting touches, they're not advancing the ball forward. So, what do you do?
Got to be bullish about that though. You just got to back him in and hope for the best, really.
Yeah, I mean, I have minimal depth in running back as it is. So Jones obviously is a walk-up start amongst these fellas, and apart from Couch is the biggest threat to score big. And I don't know, maybe a big Tampa Bay week will get me over the line because I think since Goldman's come back, he's actually been okay. Maybe he hasn't, but
he had 10 targets though. That's what you're really looking for at the minute. Look at that. That's
pretty good.
Multiple targets. You're just looking for him to get into the end zone finally. Get a tutty to his name, and then all of a sudden all those scores look all right.
Yeah, and I think my team that's been the deficit. I just haven't gotten tutties, and it really shows. And if you look on the other side of the ledger between Hurts, who is always a possibility to get a running tutty himself, and Eckler as well, just being a real bell cow for that LA offense.
Eckler is LA, and that's what sort of scares absolutely everyone when playing Brad. You've got Hurts playing against a Washington defense like. Yeah, that sort of scares you a bit also. So I think that's what makes me lean towards Brad. I'm going to go with Brad because I reckon you'll get the big Rissole in, Jamal Williams as well. And then all of a sudden he's starting to look a little bit better. Not super, but just a little bit. And just with how thin you are at the minute, Josh, I think I'm going to go for Brad.
I'm gonna go opposite here. I'm gonna go. Russ Wilson's gonna have a comeback for a good game. He's gonna give a tutty to Cortland Sutton. Kels is gonna get 2 touchdowns. Godwin will get a touchdown. I'm very hopeful here. Brad will keep Tony on the field. I don't know why you would do that. Is he playing? Yeah, he's gonna keep Wilson on his flex, which will help you for sure. And that'll get you the win. I'm going to back you. I don't know. I really think we might see Swift get some ball. Who knows?
Yeah, that's really gonna tell a lot about this week. And I think even in more matchups than just this, we've talked about like Swift is going to make a big difference. if he can get that, shake that cue and actually kind of live up to what we know he can be. He can explode. And that's why people trade for him. So yeah.
I just really hope he does, because I've got JT, and if Williams doesn't get any more ball, then I'm pretty happy with that trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Moving into, let's have a look at the tips. I assume that's pulled in seamlessly.
She's done real well.
And let's go through the MVP team of the week. Oh, it's probably just worth updating. Tipping at the moment, I'm leading with 39, with Kobe coming 37th, with a real strong round of 5 last week, and I kind of let myself down with the 2. This is Brad's for this week, but obviously, Riz, your tips for this week are here as well.
You're
going to get
Brad.
a few more in. And Robert, you've been all right as well. So really
the
strong.
Consistency helps off. And also the consistency with Josh Jack. Obviously not tipping once.
0 is still consistency. So
yep. So he's still being consistent.
All right, Robert, do you want to lead us, and we'll snake our way all the way down?
Yeah, well, I honestly just can't go against a ribeye. Big Mixon boy. Like you can't go against a ribeye. There's no more else I need to really say, other than he's eating that steak and loving it.
What about you, Riz? What are you saying?
Yeah, I think I agree. And I think, we're not just talking about ribeye, we're talking about Wagyu, we're talking Score 5, we're talking everything. Mixon. Yeah.
I'm going to jag and put in Travis Kelce just for that little anecdote that I said before, when I really, really thought I was going to get the shirt, and he went to overtime. If anything, actually, no, I'm going to pivot a little bit. I'm going to put Pat Mahomes, because he took them to overtime and threw it to Travis Kelce. That's the chain of events that I choose to remember.
The late change.
As you've seen in my notes, my bust is the Packers offensive coach. Just fucking give the ball to Jones. Really, honestly, why else are you out there?
Yep. I can't say no to that.
Gosh, bust, fuck.
Get your lineup out. What let you down?
Yeah, you go.
Do you want me to roll into it?
Yeah,
I'll roll into it. Give you a chance. My bust of the week is actually Mr. Xavier Warren for not being able to set a lineup, and then proceeding to complain about it, and then saying he was going to come to the commissioner and say, "Hey, you need to put him in." Just wake up 5 minutes earlier. Yeah. Just you don't need the beauty sleep anymore.
Same rules, Xav.
Yep.
It's on you to come to the party there.
Absolutely. So improve, be better. Don't be better, because I think I tipped against you, so don't be better. But yeah, that's my bust of the week.
Hang on, I'm just wiping shit off my finger whilst I click into the O'Keefe matchup. I have to give it to the lowest team, which was Tom. Tom, I'm going to give it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, CH. Every week he's just shit, and I'm pretty sure you keep playing him every week.
He's on the bench for this round. Yeah. I saw that there.
Taking 10 weeks. Taking 10 weeks.
Yeah. Rough.
I'll roll around to my team of the week, which I dare say probably everyone's going to roll with. It's our man who's going to be betting this week, which is Bill. You can't go against that. He dominated by all accounts. Yeah, unreal.
Yeah. I'm going the ultimate moles on myself here, and I'm giving it to Jack. Well done, mate. We had a kick around on Saturday morning, and I told him, like, Jack, you know what? I think you've got me. I'm just not feeling confident. Just not feeling it.
Oh, so you mozzed yourself. Yeah. You mozzed yourself from the start.
Oh. I'm going to give it to Tick. Just get one over. Happy birthday. There you go, mate. Whatever. Who cares? Let's never talk about the O'Keefe Bowl again. Let's put that to bed. You guys are just mates now. Let's Riz, we'll jump into Super League, and
I'm excited for this.
We've hopefully you've been following along, but we've obviously, with Brad not being around for this one, we had to reach out to get his pick, because I think he picks the number 2. I finally got my head around how a 3-person snake draft works. It took a lot of testing and learning, but Checking in on our scores, Robbo pulling in with a Josh Allen 22. A nice score, probably a bit lower than you would have hoped for Josh Allen.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
And then Brad just really getting a down week at Travis Kelce, like I kind of said, despite him being my player of the week. Only a 10.6, not finding the end zone. And myself just backing a real reliable horse in Tyreek Hill for a 20. So starting to run away a little bit here.
Yep.
But that is nice. We're keeping it a little bit tighter.
Yep.
And
as you could, I was about to say, as you could see, Brad had to be able to pick before this right now. So that meant I had to pick, and I wasn't letting him. I was going to try and let him have a go, and then when he picked McCaffrey, I said, "No, sorry, mate, your pick's number 2. I'll go first. I'll take him off your hands." But he saw right through me, so I picked him, and then Brad's gone on to pick Saquon, hopefully get a big week and bring him back up into contention, so he doesn't have to buy me and Josh a dinner.
Yeah, and I'm going for a bit of a zag here and one from left field, but I really think that I'm just hoping that the weather plays into my hands here. Like, it's going to be a shit show. A lot of wet, soggy bodies smacking meat. So hopefully Patterson finds the end zone. I think it's going to be low scoring, but all I need is the yardage. And like I said to the boys in the chat, even if this is a bust this week, it'll let them catch up because I think I'm somehow the best at this and the worst at the other stuff. So.
I like it.
All right, fellas, that has been our fantasy pod recap for the week. Riz, thanks again for coming on and thanks for being the squeaky wheel. We love that you reached out to jump on. It shows great followership in the pod and making sure that people actually want to be on this and are watching it, which is nice to see.
Yeah, no, I do watch it.
I think I said this to the boys in a previous week, but we use my work Zoom account to do this. So my work diary has in it pod record, and people can see my diary. And I've had to field the question: what podcast are you recording?
Do they watch it?
Well, no way would I send.
What do you claim it as? What do you say it is?
Well, I'm like, we just get together and we talk about the week that was and the week that's going to be for a fantasy football. And I'm like reasonably new at this workplace as well. I think they think I'm a fucking freak, but that's fine.
But did you say, it's just for the MGFFL?
No, I shouldn't. I'm you might have picked this up, but I'm a criminal over-explainer. So I'm just like, it's this thing. No one sees it. Don't worry about it. It's for 12 of 16 people, maybe.
What's the company? Best. What's the company you work for?
Oh, I'm not going to let you email them.
Well, I mean, I was just going to put a shout out to them if they do watch it.
Shout out to the Taboo group. Thank you for letting me use my my awesome Zoom account and my work laptop, which is really nice. Which I'll also be. The only thing they need to give me is Premiere Pro, so I can access to that, so I can edit the pod to put the intro in.
Just links in the bio for our Patreon account. So if you just want to, that'd be appreciated. And thanks to Sleeper app. Never give them enough recognition.
We really don't, do we? We really don't.
Shout out to Squarespace. Thanks for all right, awesome. Thanks again, fellas, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely,
thanks, boys. Good luck for the week.
Great work.